Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Keith Hatfield, Man Alive. If you happen to check out any of my earlier videos, you'll know that I'm a little bit of a sci-fi fan. One video I have is of my Star Wars shirt collection, and I thought that if you like other science fiction franchises, you might enjoy seeing some of the other t-shirts that I've accumulated over the years. This particular batch is a good chunk of them are Star Trek, but there's a few other ones in there that you might, I don't know, have fun seeing. So without further ado, let me get into it. So here we have, the first one here is actually one of my favorites, with the original cast of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy on there, and also from Star Trek The Next Generation. You have Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Number 1, William T. Riker, and Commander Data. And we also have the opening monologue of the shows. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. See, when you say things like this, you have to have like an authoritative voice. See, but yeah, there's good old Jim Kirk, Spock, Bones, and it's got the Enterprise on there. That one actually looks to be from the Enterprise, the movies, 1701A, the refit, I think. But over here you have the Enterprise D, Commander Data, William T. Riker, and Jean-Luc. And on the back here, hopefully you can see this. Let's see, there we go. Star Trek away team wear. And it says, made to boldly go. Just kind of a cool shirt. I even like how it's got that slight red, where his Picard's uniform would be. Just kind of neat how the blending of the colors. A little bit of red over on Kirk's face and such. Spock's. Just a neat shirt. Next one. So let's see, this is 2019, and they celebrated the 50th anniversary in 2016. So this is from Star Trek celebrating 40 years. So this t-shirt is 13 years old. And what's cool about this one, on the back, all I need to know about life, I learned from Star Trek. Seek out new life and new civilizations. Non-interference is the prime directive. Keep your phaser set on stun. Humans are highly illogical. There's no such thing as a Vulcan death grip. Live long and prosper. Having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations, also known as the IDIC. Tribbles hate Klingons, and Klingons hate Tribbles. Enemies often invisible. Like Klingons, they can be cloaked. Don't put all your ranking officers in one shuttlecraft. When your logic fails, trust a hunch. Insufficient data does not compute. If it can't be fixed, just ask Scotty. Even in our own world, sometimes we are aliens. When going out in the universe, remember, boldly go where no man has gone before. So, just a cool shirt. Mr. Scott, I'm giving her all she's got. Sorry about the bad impression. Good old faithful Scotty. It's a good one. This next one here, actually my wife had made for me. The picture on it is from an old Star Trek paperback called Vulcan with an exclamation point. And it's just a cool picture. You got Spock on there with another officer, science officer most likely, and they're surrounded by giant ants. And the way that Spock is posed on there is very reminiscent of the old Aurora model kit, where Spock is pointing his phaser towards a three-headed serpent. Well, it's just really cool. She had that made up, and it's got the famous lines from Captain Kirk in one of the old episodes. Risk is our business, mister. But yeah, just a cool shirt. Next one was actually given to me by my friend Tanya. The Many Moods of Spock. You have excited, bored, tired, nervous, angry, serious, sad, relaxed, and happy. And as you can see, Spock's expression is basically the same for all of them. Gotta love Mr. Spock. And Tanya's mother, actually, when I got married, Tanya's mother made my groom's cake, and it was a surprise for me, and it was really cool. It was a delicious cake, apple spice, but it was made like the chevron, the symbol for the Federation. And it was really cool, because they knew that my wife was marrying a big dork, so, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Tanya. Another shirt that my wife had made up for me. These are also from the covers of paperbacks. I believe the series, it was a series of 3 novels, and I believe it was called Crucible. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But it was when the 3 novel covers were put together, it just made this really cool image of Spock, Kirk, and McCoy. And if you notice there, you have the Enterprise coming towards you. On the side there, Enterprise passing us by. And by this time, Enterprise heading off into some all-new adventure into the galaxy. And just a really cool image, though. Here we have 4 of the original castmates. You got Captain James T., Kirk, Mr. Spock, Leonard Bones McCoy, and the lovely Nyoto Uhura. And right there's the chevron, like I was talking about, the symbol for the Federation. And as old as these are, they've actually maintained their colors pretty good. Next one there, my sister-in-law, Jessie, had made up for me. This one's definitely seen some wear. But The Walking Dead, and if you've ever watched any Star Trek, you know that if you're not one of the mainstay cast members and you're wearing a red shirt, chances are pretty good that when you're sent away on a mission, most likely you're not going to be coming back. But the old faithful red shirts. Of course, this one's fading. They're more like a kind of a maroon, but cool one. And another one that my sister-in-law got me. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Mr. Spock getting down. I get a lot of comments on this t-shirt when I wear it out. People like it. And a t-shirt from probably my second favorite Star Trek. The original series, I love all the incarnations of it. But the original series with Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, and all the rest of the cast will always be my favorite. But my second favorite, I would say, is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Just had that western town feel to it. There's always adventures coming to the station, but in the later years, the Dominion War broke out, so they kind of branched out more adventures out in the galaxy, and a lot of warfare and stuff going on. And it was a great show with a great cast. Let's see. So right there's the space station. You have Kira Nerys, Commander Benjamin Sisko. The actors they had to play these characters were just so good at it. Avery Brooks and Nana Visitor and so on. Colm Meaney as Miles O'Brien. He came from Star Trek The Next Generation. Rene Auberjonois, something like that. Odo, the security chief. There we have Quark, Ferengi. Another one that came from Star Trek The Next Generation, Commander Worf, who made a great show already even better. You have Dr. Bashir, Jake Sisko, the son of Commander Sisko, and Ezri Dax. But it was just a great show. They just came out with a documentary called What We Leave Behind, I believe it's called. And if I get that, I'll make a review of that. But it was just a great show. Here's another one. This is another one that it had for years. It shows a lot of wear. But, whoops. A lot going on in this shirt. There you got the three mainstays again. Bones, Kirk, Spock, Scotty, Uhura. There's the famous Kirk with the tribbles. There's the original Enterprise. Mr. Spock, looking even more serious than usual. Bones with some fancy medical equipment. Front of the Enterprise. It's a nice image of them. I've actually got a black and white photo of this that's signed by all of them. And Mr. Spock. And there, as you can see in the middle, that's the 25th anniversary, so it goes to show you how old this shirt is, because they celebrated the 50th anniversary in 2016, so this had to be from 1991. This is my newest Star Trek shirt, and that comes from my friend Laura, who knows what a big Trekkie I am. But Romulan ale, bottled and brewed on the planet Romulus, illegal since the 2280s. Really nice shirt. And as blue is my favorite color. That's a great one. Thank you, Laura. I really dig it. Another cool shirt. This one, I think, this had to be pre-Enterprise, because they have all the captains on there, and Scott Bakula's Jonathan Archer isn't on there, but so it had to be before that one. But really neat. You have Kirk with the Enterprise. You have Commander and Captain Benjamin Sisko with Deep Space Nine. Jean-Luc Picard, and that's the Enterprise E. So that's from the movie after. Let's see. So that had to be from the First Contact, Enterprise E. So Enterprise D, I guess, had been destroyed by this point. And Captain Catherine Janeway of the Starship Voyager. But just great colors. Neat looking shirt. There's another one that my wife had made up for me. And if I'm thinking right, I believe when the new Star Trek Into Darkness movie, when it came out, she had this made up for me, which of course is a Vulcan take on the I'm with Stupid shirt. So she had that made up. I'm with Illogical. And a lovely green. And there's a shirt from the new cast of this is when the first Star Trek movie came out in 2009 with Chris Pine as Captain Kirk and Zachary Quinto as Mr. Spock. The new Enterprise. And there's Eric Bana, who played as Nero, the Romulan out for revenge. There hasn't been a whole lot of merchandise from the new movies. I don't exactly know why, but as far as like shirts and such are concerned, but I enjoyed the new movies. I know they had their problems here and there, but overall I thought they were pretty entertaining. This one comes from my friend Bonnie. I've had this one for a while now. But of course, the Vulcan salute, live long and prosper. Nice colors. I can dig it. Thank you, Bonnie. It's great to have friends. This one I got years ago. It was from the Terminator 2 3D at the Universal Studios Hollywood. So I bought this, so I remember I went to California in 2001. So that shirt is 18 years old. And if you didn't know, there's a new Terminator movie coming out real soon, I believe, in November. And apparently James Cameron is gonna skip the Terminator 3 on out, all the movies they made after Terminator 2, and pretend they never happened. And it picks up right after Terminator 2. Or not right after, but after Terminator 2. So I'm looking forward to that. I wasn't crazy about Terminator 3. I hate when they make a really good movie like Terminator 2, the storyline and everything, and then they just basically say, it didn't matter anyways. So, but yeah, got the T-800 on there, exoskeleton. But I remember the Terminator 2, the 3D, it was a part, you watched it, part of it on the screen, and then it becomes live around you, and that was really cool, because it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger comes riding right at the screen on his motorcycle. The next thing you know, he's riding right in front of you in the audience. All kinds of battles going on around you and stuff. Really neat. And Babylon 5. TV show. It had, let's see, 5 seasons, I believe, plus some TV movies and that. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't watch it a whole lot when it was on prime time, but I had bought all of, I was just wanting to see some new sci-fi and that is things I had never seen before. And so I bought the box sets and started from the beginning, which only makes sense. And it was just, I fell in love with the show. It was just great. And I never seen him do such a good use of taking B and C, maybe even D actors, and giving them really great parts. and given really great storylines. And that was by J. Michael Straczynski, I believe is how you say it. But great cast. And they gave it was actually a show that had a beginning, a middle, and an ending to it. And it was a complete story. And I love that when they can do that. And it's even got the B5 logo on the back. But I highly recommend you check it out if you've never seen it. And you got to have a little patience with it, but it's a great storyline. There's even a lot of characters that aren't on this shirt that were main characters that were just so great. Okay, my friends, now another one of my favorite shows, Doctor Who. And I have to tell you, this shirt here, and this is pre 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. He's not on there. So this is the first 11 Doctors. And it asks, who is your Doctor? And mine, although I'm fond of all of them, and I think every one of them brings something new and enjoyable to the character of Doctor Who, but my personal favorite is this guy right here, Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor, because he was the one that I was introduced. I used to watch Doctor Who when they would show it on PBS, local PBS station, and Tom Baker, this fellow right here, was the one I kind of grew up on. But I'm fond of all of them. David Tennant and Matt Smith in the later years, Christopher Eccleston. When they brought Doctor Who back, I thought they launched it. It was really good. The newest incarnation, Jodie Whittaker, I didn't know how I was going to feel about a female Doctor, just because of everything that had been established in the past. But I really like Jodie Whittaker. She was really good. If you've never seen the show, the drama Broadchurch, you should definitely check it out. She's a great actress, and I mean, I have nothing against her version of the Doctor. What I've seen of the new Doctor Who, she's the best part about it. It's just there's something a little too dark and a little too politically correct about the storyline so far. Because Doctor Who, no matter how much jeopardy he got himself into, he made it fun. And although I've seen maybe 4 or 5 episodes of the newest incarnation, I didn't really enjoy them because they were just a little too dark. And I like my Doctor Who fun. But yeah, great bunch. And I love the genius of Doctor Who, of how you can, the actor, if he wants to leave the show or what have you, they make it so the Doctor, one Doctor dies, but then he regenerates. Same character, just a different actor. It's kind of brilliant when you think about it. But yeah, love the Doctor Who. And this shirt here, the Union Jack overlaid the TARDIS, the Doctor Who's time and space machine. I really dig this shirt. Super cool, super cool. Alright, let me pick these back up. Now these shirts, I believe whatever company made these, I don't know if it was a rights thing, copyright thing or what, But these shirts are technically, where it says Doctor Who and the Daleks, I believe these were made from the movies where, let's see, we got, you have the TARDIS, and you have a variety of colors. But Peter Cushing played the Doctor for 2 movies, Doctor Who and the Daleks, and I forget what the other one was called. It might have just been Doctor Who, but Peter Cushing, the great British actor who appeared in many Hammer horror movies, and many movies in general. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know him as Grand Moff Tarkin, which, nice colors. This one is also, it says Doctor Who and the Daleks on it. But here they have the red Dalek, the check-off marks. My wife hates it when the Daleks come on. Exterminate! 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 And as you can see, the last exterminate hasn't been checked off yet. So the Daleks, created by Terry Nation, which brings us to our last t-shirt, because Terry Nation, of course, brought us the ever immortal Daleks. He also created Blake 7, which a lot of people here in America may have never seen before. I saw bits and pieces of it on PBS as a kid, and this shirt, by the way, was also another one that my wife made up for me, because there's not a whole lot of merchandise available here. But Terry Nation created Blake 7, which was basically about a band of rebels against an empire. And even the Empire's soldiers are very reminiscent of kind of Star Wars, but they're called the Federation, oddly enough. But this fellow right here is Blake. And this fella actually became the main character over time. That's Kerr Avon. But Blake 7 was a great show, and it has one of the most unique and haunting endings to it. And on the back here is actually some of the dialogue from it, but Villa, which is this fellow right here, he was kind of the comedian of the group, but he says, "Where are all the good guys?" Blake says, "Could be looking at them." Avon, in his droll voice, would say, "What a very depressing thought." But Avon, out of all of them, was the best character. And if you ever get a chance to watch it, again, we're talking about late 70s, early 80s science fiction for television, so the special effects and that might not be the greatest, but that's where your imagination comes in. But the storylines were great. Great science fiction, great television show. You should check it out. Great cast of characters. Okay, that's going to do it. Folks, I appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't checked out some of my other videos, I ask that you please do. Got a couple of movie reviews, recent movie reviews. Have 3 videos of going through a traveling Star Trek exhibit that came our way. I kind of went into, just give you a good look at everything that was in there. And my Star Wars t-shirt collection. So I appreciate you joining in. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe for future content. So like I say, it's going to be a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing, but I just want to have fun with it. So thank you for tuning in, folks. Live long and prosper. Thanks.